Hey everybody, I am back with another video. So this is Book Corner. I'm Hermione, author and lover of good literature. So in today's video, I'm going to start off by saying this. I'm doing 2 videos a month dealing with the Shadow King, leading all the way up to when the book is released, which will happen in the middle part of 2026. So, The Shadow King is my first foray into what I would call much darker forms of fantasy. Fantasy that's not for teenagers to consume, fantasy that's more geared towards adults. Will my book ever be on TikTok? I don't even know if TikTok is going to be around when the book is published. So, I will say this about the book. My goal when writing this book is to create a very dark and bleak world where people have no rights unless they are favorites of the king or they're wealthy, and where people know at any time they could be a part of something that they have no desire to be a part of. Now, is this book going to be banned if it ever reaches open market? Absolutely is going to be banned. This book is going to be banned for many different reasons. But that is adult fantasy. Adult fantasy has people that do the most disgusting and horrific things in the name of entertainment, in the name of subjugation, and the name of trying to destroy hope. And each of the videos that I'm going to be doing is going to be talking about laws and about these people that are subjugated under these laws, and of course about the family that we will encounter as we get closer towards the end. Different types of things. So, the Shadow King is the king of this country called Illwig. And Illwig is a port town, a port country. There's about 4 different ports, and they go and they trade with other empires, or they used to. What I mean by they used to is they don't actually trade anymore. They are completely an isolationist country, and they're isolationists not by choice but by force. And it deals with the arrival of a man from the east and his fleet, which are the ships. And he went and he defeated the military, he defeated the royal family, he had the royal family butchered, and surprisingly enough, one of them managed to escape, and nobody knows where this person is at, and all this. So, while there is rumor that maybe the prince or the princess managed to marry and have a child, which would be in direct conflict to the king, it's all rumor. So yes, it's rumor. But it's rumor enough, and people keep talking about it enough to where it invades the king's thoughts. And he does what people do that are what do you want to call it? I'm trying to think of the word. I can't. You know the word is. It says you might be this, but it doesn't mean that they're not trying to kill you. But anyways, so always looking for any kind of sign that there is there's a member of the family that's survived, and are they trying to raise an army? And the answer is no. There's no army trying to be raised. Because nobody knows who the person is. Nobody knows who survived the slaughter. None of that. Not even the king knows. So you kind of a little bit of a little historical context with it, like with the Russian royal family, they were all executed. But one of the things that is interesting about this is that there's these little bitty laws that are passed that puts a lot of people on their toes, keeps them on their toes, keeps them aware of what's around them. There are people that turn the people in just for money, even if the person did not do anything, because they want the money. They want the money, they want the reputation, all this stuff. Sorry, my throat. I ate something, my throat's like, oh, no, I'm going to let you suffer a little bit. So you have this world of isolation, this world of fear, this world of pain, this world of like at any moment my neighbor could turn me in for something that I never did. So I'll bring a little bit of like what it was like in Nazi Germany into the story, but I kind of tweak it a little bit. So you have the royal family, or the invaders. And then you have, below them, you have what is known as the, the Dragon Brigade, or the Dragon Brigade, the Dragon Fleet, the Dragon, whatever. It has the word dragon in it. And they call them by different names. They call them slaughterers. They call them the killer of children. There's all these nicknames that people have for the dragons. They're not looked upon with any kind of respect or any kind of dignity. They are seen as creatures that come down from the sky and they slaughter people and all that type of stuff. So there is fear. There's fear when it comes to groups of people known as the Dragon Mages, and the Dragon Mages live for an extremely long time, and they're the only ones that have the ability to control large amounts of these creatures, large populations of these creatures. However, it's a two-sided sword, and it is that they also can be made to do stuff that they do not want to do. So you have these dragons. There's about 400 of them. They live in different pods all over the country, and they are controlled by one dragon mage. Now, it's weird about why is it that you would have these mages that are doing whatever the king wants them to do, because even though what they're doing is at the detriment, the suffering of people. And I definitely am going to go more into their motivations for what they are doing and why they're doing this, as I progress on in the book, or in the series. Because I will tell you right away that you're not going to find out what their motivations for serving the king is in the first book. I will not be putting that motivation at all, because the main character, who is a girl, does not know the motivation and everything. So she, along with the reader, do not know what the motivation for this loyalty is. Unless you are if you're a dragon mage and you're in the graces of the king and you happen to be a male, you are dead. And there is in the book you mentioned in the book that female dragon mages were killed. So it is all men that control these dragons. There's not a single female dragon mage that controls these dragons. Or even one. And when push comes to shove, it is the dragons who will always protect the mages, no questions asked. Now, I will also talk about them later on in the month, or when I feel like I have the complete history of them. So this is gonna kind of like be a little like Wikipedia kind of thing and stuff. So yeah, so the country is very beautiful, but very isolated, very fearful. You don't know if death's going to come from the ground, it's going to come from the sky. And this is the world in which our protagonist is born into. She's born into this world where she is a dragon mage. She's a dragon mage, and she has been sent to die in this cavern and everything. So we will be, as you read the book and then you read the next book, hopefully I present a not a super complex world, because the more complex that you do, the harder it is to basically tie everything up in neat little bows. So I am going to end it there, and I will see you guys next time. Until then,